Well, I am Jose Cruz. You guys are probably wondering, Jose Cruz. It's half white, it's half Mexican. I consider myself to be a wexican. And myself, I think all Mexicans should be called half. We're half everybody's height, and most of Mexicans are half everybody's IQ. But don't get me wrong, being half Mexican is not all that bad. I mean, I never had to make good grades in high school because, well, my parents could never read the grades. I don't think they had any high expectations for me either. They let me become a stand-up comedian. That's got to tell you something right there. And as you can tell, most Mexicans, we are built short and a little bit on the stocky side. So this kind of limits our wardrobe. I mean, hell, you try to find a pair of pants with a Dana DeVito linked and Marlon Brando waist. Oh, people, that isn't easy. And another thing, I have no neck. Surprise, surprise, right? I mean, come on, man, my head's to my freaking shoulders. How fair is that? Once I tried on a turtleneck, the neck was still way up here on my forehead. I felt just like a dog with little big plastic cones around my head. I come from a small little hole in the earth town called Belding. Anybody here ever been to Belding? Couple people. If you've never went through Belding, you're never going to forget it if you go through Belding, because it's pretty surprising the whole town can have Down syndrome. You know the kind of town I'm talking about, like the second language is incest? Instead of a mall, we have a gas station, addresses are 1 digit long, hell, the population, 25 and 15 live in my house. Now I've noticed, coming to these big cities like Lansing, that you see a lot of things in big cities that you don't see in small towns, like street signs. I mean, in Belding, we just go by what's on the street, like directions to my house. You go down to the big church, take a left to the blue house, then you go all the way down to the yellow house. That's a real pain in the ass to find your way around if you're colorblind. 30 years ago, that blue house burnt down. Shit, I ain't been home since. And another thing you don't see very often in small towns are prostitutes. Seriously, can you imagine a small town prostitute? Hey, sweet thing, looking for some action? No thanks, Aunt Vicky. I love football. It's tough being a sports fan in Michigan, isn't it? Especially football, you know? I mean, my favorite team is the Detroit Lions, yeah! Yeah, I watched the game last week. For the whole first half, I thought I was watching the Special Olympics. I mean, seriously, how bad does your team have to be playing for John Madden to actually start making sense to you? If you've never watched a game that John Madden's commentating, it's kind of like watching a game with somebody who has Tourette's. They just yell out random shit during the game. I think the NFL should make a new rule. If your team scores over 30 points, you should be able to bitch slap John Madden after the game. We don't need commentators at football games. And now you know what they're doing? Now they're bringing in women commentators. All right, a woman commentator at a football game? That's like fat chicks in spandex. There's no man around here who wants to see that shit. There's a lot of corruption in the NFL, too. A lot of people going to prison, getting kicked out, taking steroids, things like that. I don't think prison's a harsh enough penalty. You know what I'd make them do? I'd make them play 4 years for the Lions. That'll straighten their asses right up. They got it pretty easy in prison. Think about it. In prison, you can actually avoid gang rape, and if they play for the Lions, well, they get gang raped every Sunday. Lions fans, they kind of remind me of deer during hunting season. Because just think about it. At the beginning of the season, you see a lot of them. They're all over the place. Middle of the season, you see a couple brave ones that come out in the daylight. By the end of the season, we're ready to walk ourselves into oncoming traffic. Yeah, the Lions. You gotta love the Lions. Now that I'm talking about football, I guess I should probably talk about something that they sponsor quite often. We see it like every commercial break. And it's a commercial about a little blue pill. And the commercial starts out. You've seen it, huh? The commercial starts out, if you experience a 4-hour erection, call your doctor. Yeah, because that's the first person that pops into my mind when I've had 4-hour wood. Seriously, what do you expect your doctor to say? Congratulations? What do you think they've got, like some non-boner pill? I don't know, doctors have some pretty freaky things. They probably do have a non-boner pill. Comes in like the shape of Rosie O'Donnell. God, you wouldn't even have to take it, just look at the friggin' thing. God, I can't even imagine. 4-hour erection. You know, if I had a 4-hour erection, you know what I'd do about it? I'd brag. Oh, I'd brag so much about it. I'd call up all my buddies. Shit, I'd even dial the phone with it. It's the kind of sick person I am. Gotta go to the supermarket, knock shit off the shelves. You know what'd be fun? Go to the movies, okay? Go to the movies and pick like an inside seat, and then go to the bathroom like 15 times. You'll be poking people in the eye, knocking their hats off. Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me. God, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. Whatever, like Ron Jeremy could hold the door open for people. Like that. I won't be holding open any doors. I know you guys are wondering, not me. Let's see, what is it, December 17th? I think it's about time I jump on my New Year's resolution. Oh yeah, big one. Always losing weight. Always losing weight. Everybody wants to lose weight, you know? And you can't just jump into losing weight. You can't just say, I'm going to lose some weight. No, you got to think about this. Because my mom come up to me and she's like, well, how much weight are you going to lose, honey? So I never thought about it. So I started thinking about it. Now I know exactly how much weight I want to lose. I want to look just like Nicole Richie, but with a cock. I think that'd be pretty tasty. Dieting is a tough thing, you know. I mean, I see stuff on TV all the time, you know. I see like drug addicts. I feel sorry for drug addicts now that I've been dieting. I see them on TV and I'm like, how can they do that? They will do anything just to get a fix. Well, now I know, because after about 3 months of dieting, it's about ready to suck her dick or two for a cupcake myself. Oh, I will. And half. Before the show. No, I'm just joking. Look, read with me. Comedy Club. We can laugh tonight. It's all right, people. It's all right. There we go. Ah, God. And they have so much diet food out on the market, you know, just mind-bending. Let me tell you something about the so-called diet food. It's not any healthier for you. It just tastes so much like shit, you can only eat a bite or two of it and then you're done. They have the meal replacement shakes out there. Replace your whole meal with 12 ounces of liquid. Well, of course you're going to lose weight. That's not dieting, that's starving yourself. Then they got the Offspring meal replacement bar. You get about a 3.5-inch bar. Looks like a burnt stick, smells like hippo cock. You've seen these, right, sir? They look like a dog turd, taste worse. Yeah, and then they got the God Almighty, the diet pill. We've all seen it on TV. Some of us probably even taken it. And they've got thousands, probably millions of diet pills out on the market. They said the best way to pick out a diet pill, do trial and error. I thought, well, this makes pretty good sense, you know, but it's going to take up a lot of my time and get pretty costly. So I come up with my own method. What I like to do is go to a health food store and pick out a bottle of pills that I want to try. Then what I do is I walk around the health food store, try to find a person fatter than me. And when I find him, I walk up to him and I say, excuse me, sir, have you tried these pills? And if he says yes, sit that shit right back on the shelf. All right, before I bring up the feature, I'd like to let everybody know to please check out my website. It's wexican.com. If you like a business card, I have those after the show. Feel free to come say hi to me and the other comics.